thank you for letting me be here. Mark Saliba, been here all of my life, born and raised here. My father was born and raised here as well, and so yeah, we love Dothan and love being here. I have three children.
Are they still, are they grown? Are they?
I have two grown and one not grown. So I have a 39 and 37-year old and a 20-year-old.
Well, not they're
Well,
not grown, but not grown. I see
and
what
no,
you
yeah,
mean.
he's not all on his own yet, but and five grandchildren, so five little blessings. And have been in the home building business all of my life. So it's kind of like I was born into it, and I love residential construction. That is one of the things I do really enjoy.
So I did actually, when they were presented with that award, the Saliba Realty. Is that you too, or is that?
We have a real estate firm, Coldwell Banker, Alfred Saliba Realty.
Yes, and they won that huge award, which was really cool. Everyone there was really nice too that I got to meet.
Well, good. Yeah. So yeah, we've had my father started both businesses, 60 plus years ago. My brother and I have been in the construction part of that all of our lives, and still are.
So, other than being mayor, you still do home building and real estate in that too, construction, not real estate, but
Yeah, well, actually, they would say at my construction company they don't see me a whole lot. So, the mayor's job really needs to be full time,
Mhm.
and even though it's part time, and the description it says part time and the pay is part time
For mayor?
for mayor. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, but I spend 95% of my time doing city stuff. Yeah.
And you said you've lived here your whole life. What made you want to get into county politics, or not county, city politics?
Well, my father was mayor for two terms here, starting in what year was that? Let's see, he was in the 89, starting in 89. And but really didn't even see myself then doing it, and really questioned why he ran for a third term. And but here about 8 years ago, when Mayor Schmitz decided not to run, he and I started having some conversations, and so prayerfully considered it and made the choice to do so. Yeah.
And you are allowed to run, or is it 2 terms for mayor?
You can. There is no limit on.
Oh, there's not. So,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But interesting Dothan fact is that in the hundreds plus years that we have been in existence, we've never had a mayor serve more than 2 terms or 8 years in a row. So,
Do you think you're going to be the one to change
well, I
that?
don't know. Don't you never. You never. You never. I would love to run again for one more term, and but if the people want me, then I want to be there, and I enjoy serving, and I think that's what you really got to do is you take the job,
Yeah.
because you want to serve.
You definitely have to be in love with the community and
Yeah.
the people, because you're the who they go to for every kind of what's happening or
Yeah.
anything that changes around. You're kind of the go-to person
Sure.
for it.
Yeah.
What would you say that your favorite thing about being the mayor or experience that you've gotten to do since taking office has been?
Well, and it's always, I get the question a lot, and
Yeah.
it's hard to kind of pinpoint one. I enjoy any activity with the children. Reading to children, going to anything that has to do with giving them awards. I love our senior citizens and going to a lot of the functions that they have. We got a great special needs program in our city. And
Which one? What is it called?
It's through the Dothan Therapeutics program,
Mhm.
which is out at Doug 2 Center.
Is that near the Wiregrass public safety?
No, this is right in the kind of the downtown area there.
I'm so bad with street names.
No,
I've
no,
been here
you're
for
good.
2 years now, and people could say, "Oh, it's on the south side of." I'd say,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
You're gonna have
yeah,
to tell me
yeah,
something
yeah. Well,
else.
and people around here are bad about we are bad about, yeah, you just go down here and take a left and
Or they always say that. I'm like, I know where the circle is. I got
right.
that down pat. And I
Yeah.
know the road I live on.
Uh,
But if you're telling me Southside Walmart, I'm gonna say,
yeah.
what's it next to?
You're
That'll
right.
tell me
Yeah,
where
give me
it
a
is.
landmark. Give me
Yeah.
a landmark. But yeah, that it used to be a lot of it used to be out at Westgate Park, and now we've moved it all to. But it's a great program for special needs children and young adults, and they love having you come, and so it's just those are some of the great fun things that I get to do. I love manufacturing and seeing new businesses and how they work and how they function, going and seeing how something's made is always kind of cool to me.
Do you know of any, or can you tell us of any new openings that are coming or that
You
you
mean
know
like
of?
secret squirrel stuff?
Yeah, secrets. What are some secrets that you might be able to share?
Yeah, everybody wants the
What
secret.
about okay? You know, Cookout is supposed to be opening in Dothan.
Well, yes, yes.
When I've reached out to them, I've tried to contact their corporate because people want to know. People like Cookout. People love it. Okay. And when I remember I was so excited about Wingstop coming
Yeah,
that I kept at my previous job, I was the one that was emailing them, trying to figure
yeah,
out and posting about it.
yeah.
So by the time I finally went, I went there 4 times before I ate. I never even ate because
Yeah.
it was an hour and a half
Oh,
just to
heavens,
get any
yeah,
kind of food.
yeah.
So now I I shouldn't have been so adamant about posting all of this because now it was just, I wonder, I haven't been in a second, but I wonder if it's settled down. So I'm wondering
Yeah,
if
it usually does. Dothan, even though we have 450 food service establishments in town, when one new opens up, 70,000 people are going to go in the first 2 weeks
yeah.
and try it out.
I did see that the Freddy's is coming
Mhm.
and Charlie's is already they already have a sign up, don't they?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, Freddy's is coming up, from what I understand. The interesting thing about most people don't realize is that a lot of restaurants and some of these bigger like Costco's and things like that, sometimes they don't come through the city for economic development. And so we don't we may people may hear about it sometimes before we may even hear about it.
Really?
Yeah, because they don't if they're not coming to us for, either zoning or licenses or permits or some kind of economic development incentive,
Hmm.
and most of them don't, then we might not hear about it until later. Now the Chamber of Commerce will a lot of times maybe, but they usually are kept at confidentiality. So
Hate that word,
I know,
confidentiality.
yes.
So there are, I know, some big things happening still in 2025 with the upgrades that are happening in new
Sure.
buildings. They might not be completed, but they are going to start this year, aren't they?
Yes, well, the Opera House will be the renovation on the Opera House will be done by about May. The Events Plaza right next door to it will be about a month maybe behind it as well. So by summertime, both of those will be done, and people are gonna be really, really surprised and pleased how good that looks and what the vision can start, unfolding and look like, and providing that public space in the downtown area that I think that we all want. Because when you know, the whole thing is what are you going to do tonight? What are you
Mhm.
going to do? I mean, everybody wants to know what are we going to do. And I mean, I used to complain about it when I was a 16-year-old. My 20-year-old would complain.
I did that
Yeah.
in Birmingham, and now I
Yes.
went from Birmingham my whole life, which is a giant city, went
Yes.
to school in Mobile, another
Mhm.
big city. I
Another
came
big
to
city.
Dothan, and I was like,
Yes.
"So, what do you guys do
What do
around
you do around here?
here?"
Yeah. Well, we used to ride around Northside Mall when I was
But
16.
there's nothing in the mall anymore.
No, malls are not, malls are a dying thing
It's
to some
sad.
degrees, and there's not many left in the state of Alabama at all. Most of them are more different style of retail, and
Mhm.
and so
I saw something in Huntsville. There's an old school that was turned into a bunch of different little small businesses and stores
sure,
and whatnot.
yeah,
That would be really cool. Something to change into the mall. I mean, it would take forever, but just maybe having little different kinds of restaurants, like a food
sure,
court, food
yeah,
hall type thing. That would
yeah,
be really cool.
it would be,
Because it would
yeah.
bring something, there's nothing like that in Dothan. So it would bring a different kind of perspective and maybe different kinds of foods.
Yeah, and I think in Montgomery they converted one into a school and a fire station. I mean, they're finding all kind of uses for the space, and just that model has gotten harder to do. The common space, that everybody pays for, but you don't, actually have. So anyway, it'll be interesting to see the evolution of our commercial spaces.
Definitely, because everyone's going to shopping online now. No one likes to go out. And now they're doing like virtual try on some stores, so you
Yeah.
don't even have to go out.
We're all going to be at home all the time.
It's
I know that is a big thing, and online, buying things online is affecting our economy in every kind of way. So yeah, I think that is something for us to keep an eye on as well. It shifts where the revenues come from sales tax revenues to what does it do to your families that have started businesses here as compared to big franchises as well. So it's an interesting dynamic.
I definitely have noticed one thing I do really like about Dothan in this area in general. There are a lot of small businesses, and I love small businesses. They always have the best items, and because people are hand making them, they're putting their time and effort into it. And also the food trucks, I've noticed there's a
Oh
lot in
yeah,
Dothan too.
yeah.
So I think that's really good that people are trying to kind of get out there and start their own businesses.
Absolutely. The buzzwords, if you listen to what's going on in the state of Alabama and across the country, but entrepreneurship and innovation have been the two big buzzwords for the last few years and continue to be so. And so it's a way that you develop economy. And so, helping people that have a great, idea or a great talent and skill, take that from that to a business is something that we want to do more of in the state, the county, and the city. And so we are doing that. And that's the whole impetus behind, no, not the whole impetus, but a large part of what we're doing with the Wiregrass Innovation Center downtown.
I talked to a a member with Hudson Alpha Wiregrass,
Yes.
just yesterday or the day before, I
Uh-huh.
think, and he was telling me about that, how they're gonna
Yeah.
have a full, basically, labs and everything to
That's
do
right.
all of that, the
Yes. Research.
experiments,
Yeah.
research.
Mhm.
I said, "I want to see that." I'm very excited for that to
Yeah.
happen, and what else is gonna be used in that space?
Well, it's based off of Hudson Alpha Institute for Biotechnology out of Huntsville, Alabama, which for the last 17 years has done education for children in the way of genomics, so DNA. Everything that lives has DNA, plants and animals and humans, and so and it's a big part of science that's coming forward. And so it's three pots that they work out of: education, the research itself, and then workforce, and turning those ideas that somebody has into a business. And so we're going to do all of that out of the Wiregrass Innovation Center. We also want to put in there people that have ideas for business, especially in ag tech and agricultural world. It's really what we've been focusing on.
They launched that yesterday.
Yeah, so
That, business, if you have a business, kinda submit your
yes,
idea.
yes, yeah, yeah. That's a part of their program that they're doing there. Builders and Backers, I think, is the program
Yeah,
you're
I think
talking
it was
about.
something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. So that's. I mean, I think it's going to be a great thing for our area, and it's something that will be transformational.
Especially with the agriculture that
Oh
we
yeah,
have
we're
here,
strong. We are
very
very
strong
strong.
in that
Yeah,
department.
yeah,
I thought it was insane, or I didn't, because I was very curious about what the group even did,
yeah.
because I've always seen them post, I know who they are, but I was confused as to
Sure.
what kinda they were
Yeah.
doing. But as he came in and explained, I found it really cool, especially when he told me that they work with area high schools, and the research that they put
Yes.
together goes back to Huntsville for the
Yeah.
actual scientists to help
Yep.
and kind of help his work and figuring out the DNA,
Yeah.
and I don't know, it was just really interesting to me.
Yeah. And that's just scratching the surface. How do we help feed more people with fewer farmers? How do you grow crops with less pesticides and herbicides and fertilizer? How do you grow a peanut and it's fungus resistant and drought resistant? And you think, well, I don't know, that's not that interesting, but we got to eat,
Mhm.
and and we like to eat, and so all of that is a big part of new science that's helping agriculture face the challenges that they have. And that's not even touching what that means for health science. So, the more we know about genetics and genomics, it's autism, dementia, Alzheimer's, cancers. All of those things are affected by that. And the more we learn, the more we know about that, the more we can help solve the problems that we have in our day-to-day lives.
Which is great, and
So
we need those answers.
we need the answers. Yes, we do.
Getting into my next question before we kind of start wrapping things up, what do you know or what events are going to be up and coming? Do you have anything exciting that you know about?
Well, in the way of things to do.
Yeah, or no, I'm saying like anything maybe happening this weekend or in the coming days.
Okay, yeah. No, I'm not sure about the weekend. There's we are in right in the middle of Black History Month.
Mhm.
And so we've had 4 or 5 events. We have one going on Saturday night. We've had a couple already. I think that we have 2 more events there. We have a lot of events usually going on at the Civic Center. Doing an amazing job down there with bringing a lot of different concerts. I hope people are going to them.
I did. I went to my boyfriend and his brother. We went to the Three Dog Night concert.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun. I will say we were the youngest people there,
Well,
but
I'm sure you were. I was there.
It was great to see.
Yeah.
They put on a really good show in the Civic Center. That was the first time I'd seen a show. I'd been there a few times, but never for a concert.
Yeah, I love them, and of course, we had Casey and the Sunshine Band, and that was, it was really, you think, oh, well, they're all, those guys are too old, but it's fun. It's just and it's that something to do kind of thing. ZZ Top's coming. I can't wait for some ZZ Top, and of course, I grew up in that era, so that's kind of my thing.
And then they performed at that's why I knew about them, Fort Novacell a few years ago, didn't they, for Freedom Fest?
Who's that?
ZZ Top.
I don't know. Did they really?
They did.
Yeah.
That's when I first kind of heard about them.
Oh.
But I know, what is their most popular song? I know it.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of ZZ.
You want to sing for it? You want to give us a little concert?
That's not one of my talents.
All right. Now I'm going to ask you these are just 3 little fun questions.
Oh, fun questions. Here we go.
When you're not working, what is your favorite thing to do? You can't.
I have to hesitate and pause because I don't get a whole lot of time off. I of course enjoy since it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
Valentine's Day. I can say this, right? So I love hanging out with my wife because she is the love of my life, and
how long have you been together?
21 years, and she's my best friend. So anything that we do, we enjoy going to see college sports, and so going to see, our sons at the University of Alabama, and we like to go see basketball games. And so I get quick little spurts of things to do like that, and I think those are fun. I enjoy a good afternoon on the beach. That's good as well. I'm not great at relaxing. I'll just have to tell you.
Work.
Yes.
All right. What is your favorite place to eat?
Oh, now see, I could get into some really political trouble that way. Because if I don't name something here, I'll get in trouble. And if I name one,
here. We won't say that. What is your favorite food?
There we go.
Yeah.
My favorite food. You can't ice cream's not a food.
Yeah, it is. It's a sweet, but it's a food.
It is, but I enjoy good quality food, and it doesn't have to be large amounts.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy steak. I enjoy seafood. I love some good seafood and fish. Of course, it's good for me, and trying to do that the older I get. So I got to watch the numbers. But I think probably seafood would probably be my favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm really picky when it comes to seafood. I can't do fish at all.
Oh, no.
It took me 18 years to try salmon on sushi, and that's the only time I've tried it.
Oh, no. I love some sushi too.
I do. Sushi's good, but crawfish is where it's at for me. That is my absolute weakness.
Oh, well, look at there.
Crawfish.
Yeah, I would have not suspected that if you have a hard time with seafood.
I don't know. It's something about it. New Orleans, Mardi Gras is my favorite. So my final question for you, with Mardi Gras coming up, will you be in the parade? Where can people look for you if you are? Are you going to be in a costume?
Well, I am not going to be on a float.
You're not?
No, I'm not. I have been invited many times, but I typically will just stay in the crowd and watch everybody have a big time.
You like to catch the beads?
I'll catch the beads. I do like to see everybody having fun and having a big time. So that's really gives me the most pleasure. So I had blend in and have different friends. I can walk around and see all of them and all that. My wife rides on the float, and so she'll be throwing whatever she's throwing. I don't know.
Well, I'm upset you're not going to be on a float, but hey, at least you're going to have a good time. You're going to catch some beads, and you'll get to hang
Absolutely.
out with a few friends.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by today. I know you're definitely a very busy man, but I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. I enjoy conversations, and I appreciate you having me.
Of course.